and welcome to this edition of the Evening Review. My name is Toiwan Jabela, the host for tonight's show. Let's quickly look at the front page of Namibian Sun of today. Tonight we are joined by young activist Elifas Nghitomoka, who is intending to stand as an independent candidate for the Samora Machel Constituency in the November local and regional authority elections. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Good.
So, first things first. So, how did the whole idea come about to want to stand as an independent candidate? Did you just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to stand, or what happened there?
Thank you so much for that question. I would say it started when things has been just like that. You know, we never had somebody who has been part of us to really understand what we are going through.
When you say us, you are referring to who?
I'm referring to me and the community that is living in Samora Machel, particularly those that are living in the informal settlement. So the leadership has never been those that are really affected. So there was a need for us to be led by one of us. And I've always been saying, but who can it be? Who can it be? I look around, there couldn't be anyone. And certain people say, look, I think we need somebody to lead us, and you have got the potential. So they came to me and we said, how do we do this? They said, no, we can give you the support as a community. And that's how I ended up saying, look, I think it's good I can stand as an independent candidate, and we can be able to represent our interest, because it's us that really feels what we go through every day. When we have to go through all the challenges, living without water, living without a toilet, living without basic amenities. So this is a struggle that we've been going through for quite a long time, and nobody was willing to really resolve it except us that are really going through, because the other people who comes, they will just feel it for that moment, but throughout 365 days, it's us that are there, and we are just trying to resolve issues on our own.
Indeed. Now, when they come to you, your community and people who know you, are you known for any particular thing by that community for them to say, but wait, Elifas can actually be that leader that we are looking for? What is the background to your activism, maybe?
Well, I've been part of the community for quite a long time. We have been assisting. Of course, I've not been doing it alone, but I've always been believing that together we can be able to do so much as a community. When I think it was since 2016, when I was still growing into activism. You know, there was a time when one of the sheikh burned down, and as a result, it burned down to ashes because there was no water close by. You know, had there been water, we would have extinguished the fire and all that. And even when the fire brigade, or Kadima Mrilo, you call them, came, it was too late. So invited everybody to the spot and said, look, this is the problem that we are faced with. Today it's him, tomorrow is going to be one of us. So what do we do? So as a result, people started recognizing me and sometimes calling me for things that are happening in the community to say, look, I think you can be able to help us. And when I graduated from NAST in 2017, I showed to the people that, look, we might be living here, but doesn't mean we are, just because we live in a poor settlement, doesn't mean that we are poor in mind. We're indeed rich in mind, and there is nothing that is going to stop us from achieving our dreams. It's just a matter of us really focusing on what is that we want to do. And there is the headline that I put with my graduations, that there's basically nothing will stop us, and nothing can stop us from defining our own success in our own terms. Yeah.
So I imagine that there's a lot of protocol involved in eventually getting your name on that ballot paper. There ought to be so much paperwork, registration with ECN and all that. Where do you stand as far as that process is concerned at the moment?
Well, the law is clear in terms of what should be done, particularly for independent candidates, because for political parties it's direct, because one should be registered under a political party and the party should nominate that candidate as their only sole candidate. But with regard to independent candidate, so far the law says one should be able to be nominated by about 150 people from that community that a person is intending to stand. And of course, there's a certain amount of money that should be paid. And the people in the community, of course, given all these protocols, the reason why we decided to take it this way, especially independent candidates, because so many times you would realize that there's a problem that needs to be resolved, and because of the procedures that should be followed, one must go to the party, and the party says this should be done. But with independent candidates, it's easy because it's straightforward. You wake up, you look at an issue, you address it without following those bureaucracy and procedures. So the people are really working together well with me. And even this past weekend, we had a community meeting where we were addressing issues and see how can we move forward as a community. And we are looking really forward to resolving this, and I'm sure this is not just about me. It's about the community that is tired, the community that has not been living without basic without basic services, and the time is now, and we can't really let it pass unless we hold hands and really solve this.
So you are confident that you'll get those signatures and everything, or you that support that you need for you to present to ECN for registration? You are confident that well in time before the elections you would have resolved that, you would have traversed your way around those issues?
Very much. In fact, we are planning to give as many signatures as possible. We want to go beyond that, those required signature 150, to already show the people that this is not even election yet. It's just nomination. So that when election comes, they are not going to say, but how come you were nominated by this number of people and then the results are these? We want to already show to the people that we are nominated by about maybe 20,000 community members. There's no way that the results of the elections will be below that. That's why we are busy working hard with the members of the community. Of course, addressing issues and say, look, how do we address it permanently? Because currently, the people already look at me as a community leader. They already call me to address certain things. But I said, I can only help you now, but how do we resolve this in the long run?
Yeah.
Are we going to continue just when you went to a certain office, you are not assisted? That's when you call me in. Of course, I don't have a problem helping, but in the long run, how do we make sure that there's sustainability? Is when we take over office.
Indeed. Now, a constituency is a big place. If you talk about Moses Harweb, for example, which I'm sure is a neighboring.
Yeah, it's a neighbor.
Yeah. It has places like Hakahana, I don't know, maybe Mbili or something like that.
But yes, part of Mbili. Yeah.
Yes. Surely, it is very likely that you would only be known as a community person there, leading efforts to get people in a better space. You could be just be known in Hakana, and not in Mbili, or not in Havana or Hambadane and all those areas. How do you make sure that you are known in neighboring settlements and not only where your house might be found?
Yeah, that's a very good question, that one. Look, what we have been doing, it's not what we did not just start these things yesterday. We have been part of the community. In fact, even when we were not intending to run for office, we were still been part of the community. During this COVID period, there was a lockdown. In fact, we came up with the People's Self-Reliance program that was assisting people in terms of food distribution and also many other things during the COVID period. We came to a point whereby even people that are not part of our constituency, because if you look at Samora Machel, you're starting from Havana. Havana, you go that side of Rehab, you go Greenwell, and then you end in Vanaenda. But even those that were not part of our constituency, you have to call us on board and say, look, we are seeing what we are doing. Come on board, come and help us. Yeah. What we've been doing already within the constituency is to always attend to issues. Because the good thing with people themselves is that when they see that there is Elifas where that is assisting, they don't care about the boundaries, because all they need is their issues to be resolved. In fact, yesterday, one of the lady who is in the neighboring constituency texted me about an issue that I must go resolve. There is in Moses Harweb. I can't say, no, I'm not in your constituency. I still attend to those people. I remember during the lockdown as well, we have to attend to somebody who was in Tobias Hanyeko, as well as in, basically in those constituencies. So this shows already that what we are doing, we're not doing it for the people of only in Samora Machel, but we are trying to engage and address to the issues that are affecting all our people. Regardless of you being in Samora, what we want at the end of the day is that if there is anything that I can do for you, I can do it when and how I can. Of course, we can't attend to all the people at the same time, but really the good thing about this is that we have got other people in almost every area. We have got people in Havana, Horehab, Greenwell, Vanahenda, that are supporting the fact that I've stand and say, look, anytime we need something, we'll call you. Anytime you need us, please expect the call from us. Yeah.
Elifas, let me engage you on your. My understanding is that a lot of your activism took place under the banner of the affirmative repositioning movement. Are you taking the same route as so how do you separate yourself, because you're calling yourself an independent candidate, and we know that AR is busy trying to register itself to contest elections in Windhoek. So will you be contesting strictly as an independent or under the banner of AR?
Independent candidate is basically when one has been nominated directly by the people and not through any political party or any other movement, whatever we call it. we stand as an independent candidate, and of course that doesn't mean that I'm no longer part of AR. AR is supporting such independent candidate, and of course, me having been part of them, we are trying to fix Namibia together, you know, and there's no kind of competition, because all we are trying to do is to really solve the issues that are affecting our people. We've got the same ideology, and this is the movement that is making sure that we have got the agenda set out clearly for our people. And of course, to answer your question, I'm part of AR. I'm going to participate or to run as an independent candidate under that banner of the movement, which is AR, and we hope to really fix Namibia together with all those that will be interested in solving this issue.
Indeed. So you are a young man. I do not know your age, but you are definitely young.
Yeah.
And by virtue of your age, obviously, you can only have so much experience for that office. It's not a small office, it's a big office as councillor, with thousands, hundreds of tens of thousands of people under your leadership if you were to win. How do you beat SWAPO in an election like this? SWAPO has dominated Samora Machel for as long as I remember. It's a SWAPO stronghold. Just what are your chances against any SWAPO candidate that the party will field in that election?
No, of course, SWAPO, it's people used to fear SWAPO back then. But SWAPO, as we are talking, SWAPO is no longer the SWAPO that we know. It's no longer have got the strength that it used to have, because the leadership has not really been providing trust and hope to the people. The people lost trust and hope in SWAPO. And in fact, if you look at the previous election, SWAPO didn't take much from Samora Machel. You know, in fact, the independent candidate, presidential candidate, Dr. Panduleni Itula, won in Samora Machel. You know, that is to say, already SWAPO doesn't have any strong foundation, no longer in Samora Machel. Of course, this is it's a different election, but this is about the people. The people are now awakened. The people now know what they want. And these elections are no longer about SWAPO and any other person. These elections are about individuals. In fact, the previous press conference that the SWAPO party held, they said there's a difference between individuals and the party. In fact, they are saying that, realizing that people no longer look at the color of the party. They look at the content, the character of the individual that is participating in the elections. And that is how I understand the people of Samora Machel. And they will definitely no longer look at me as an independent candidate, because I don't want to win election because I'm an independent candidate. I must win election because I'm able to deliver on the aspirations, on the will of the people. Because the only thing that I'm going to do is to act out the will of the people of Samora Machel. Yeah.
Well, just for interest's sake, what did you study at university?
At university, I studied human resources. I have a degree in HR.
In HR. The last question to you, Mr. Nghitomoka, is if you were to become the councillor, which you seem to be very confident you would become, what exactly are you going to do? In what way are you going to make Samora Machel a different place?
Good question, that one. Like I've always said, these elections are not necessarily about me as an independent candidate. No. It's about the people. It's about what the people want. The people has been speaking. we've been engaging the people on what is that they really think should be done. And of course, me having been part of the community for quite a long time, having seen the difficulties that we have been going through, we have got certain kind of pillars, I would say, that we would love to firstly concentrate on. And we are talking about the issue of sanitation. It's really one of the things that it's lacking in the community, because the moment you don't have this lack of sanitation, it means the people are likely to be going to the hospital now and then. The community is not healthy. People are likely to not progress very well. And we are looking at the issue of sanitation, looking at water and electricity. These are basic amenities that should be delivered to the people. And we are so much confident that when we take over, we'll be able to be in charge in such a way that, because when we went to municipality, we demonstrate the municipality on the 1st of July to show to the municipality that, look, we also want to benefit from those services. In fact, when we arrive at the city of Windhoek, I inform the people that, look, we have just arrived. Whoever that came with your cell phone, go and charge it in the municipality building. If you want to go and use your toilet, go and use it, so that we get to feel how it is. In fact, we are planning to, because there were some of them that came with TVs, to say, look, I bought this TV. I thought electricity would come so soon, so I can be able to be watching this, to be watching my TV at home. They also went and plugged it just to see if it works. So our people has been suffering in a sense that we want to stop that suffering, because when you don't have electricity, it means every now and then you must go to a bus stop to go and buy meat. You don't buy it for the whole week. You buy bit by bit because you have got nowhere to store it. So these are the challenges that we are trying to address. Okay, when we take over, we should be able to meet the people and really address the issue that has been affecting them over the years. And the only thing that we are going to do is to act out the will of the people of Samora Machel. And we know it's not going to be easy. We know it's not going to be done in a one day, but we have to start somewhere.
Yes. And
we are confident that with the support of the people of Samora Machel and with everyone else, we'll be able to really hold hands and build the Samora that we want.
Elifas Nghitomoka, thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you so much, sir.
And also I hope that your good work in the community continues, irrespective of how the results of that election comes out. I think the communities, especially in informal settlements, are very yearning for that kind of helping hand, especially from the young people. So all the best for your bid.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. That was Elifas Nghitomoka. He's aspiring to contest as an independent candidate in the Samora Machel Constituency when the November regional and local authority elections are held later this year. I hope you have picked a thing or two from the insightful ideas that he shared with us tonight. Good night.